Hey guys, today I'm going to be working on 13-6. So you need your math books, both math books, homework and activity book, and just need to follow along. Today will be a really short lesson. So today what we're going to be using comparative terms: half, double, twice, and equal shares appropriately. We're also going to read information in a graph. So here's some of the words that we're going to be talking about: fewer, more, half, double, twice, equal shares. You're like, holy cow, Miss Miller, that is so many big words. So comparative terms means we're going to be comparing these words. We're going to be comparing two things against each other. And we're going to talk about how half as much, double the amount, twice the amount, and equal shares. So here we go. We're going to start with a little problem, and it's how many Ellie has. She has some stars, and David has some stars. So David has 8 stars, and Ellie has 4 stars. Well, there's other ways that I can say this also. Another way we can say this is that Ellie has less stars. I'm going to type that. Ellie has less stars than David. Another thing I could say is David has more stars than Ellie. I could be more specific and I could say, how many less does Ellie have? Well, remember we go backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4. She has 4 less than David. Whoops. And David has 1, 2, 3, 4 more. We did this a long time ago together. Now, another way that I could say this is by writing, I'm going to change a color, by writing using words half. So Ellie has half as much as David. And David has double, I shouldn't capitalize that, double the amount of Ellie. So that's these are all ways that we're comparing how many stars Ellie has compared to David. All of these answers are correct. These red answers are the ones that we're going to be talking about today. So if you're wondering what half is, a quick review is splitting it into 2 equal pieces so that it's fair. So a way I think of it is me and McKenna eating pizza, and we need to make sure we both get the exact same amount, otherwise we might fight. And so that means if she gets half of the pizza and I get half the pizza, it's like splitting it into 2 equal pieces so that's fair. So she gets 1/2 and I get 1/2. It wouldn't be fair if McKenna cut the pizza right here, because guess which piece she would take? Yeah, she would probably take this huge one, and that's not fair. So we need to make sure that it's right down the middle so that it's fair. All right, same with this candy bar. If me and you were to split this candy bar right here, if I split it, guess which part I would take? That's right, this big one. This is not half because there's not equal amounts. So if I put it right in the middle, I would say that's equal. This, we would both get the same. So here's a problem I have. Jerry had half as many as Tommy. Well, this is how many Tommy has. Tommy has 1, 2, 3, 4. So Tommy has 4, but Jerry has half as many as Tommy. So unfortunately, Jerry has less. But how many less does he have? So we have to think of Tommy has 4, so my answer would be 4. Tommy has 4, but how many does Jerry have? Jerry would only have 2. Jerry has 2 because that's half. If I think of half, I think of circling this amount. They would both have the same amounts. He gets 2, he gets 2. All right, now we're going to talk about equal shares. Equal shares is that everyone gets the same amount so that it's equal. So if I had right here 12 cards and I had 3 kids, all the kids would get the same exact amount so that nobody would fight once again. So he gets 1, she gets 1, she gets 1. Now we do it again. He gets 1, and she gets 1, and she gets 1. Now we move it again. He gets another one, she gets another one, and she gets another one. Last time, 1 for you, 1 for you, 1 for you. So now they all have equal shares. And in fact, just like I explained yesterday in my video, if we were to make this a division, which we're not, but if it was, I would have 12 because 12 is my total, divided by how many groups did we have? How many kids? 1, 2, 3. We had 3 kids. Now how many does each kid get? 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we have a division statement. But my point is not to make a division statement. My point is to simply show you that every kid needs to have equal shares. All right, so if Jill has 5 and Stacy, how many would Stacy have? Well, what I would do is write that Jill had 5 and now Stacy gets the same amount. So she's going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now Stacy's going to have 5 because they both have the equal shares. All right, and my next one is twice and double. Twice and double means that it's the double the amount or it's times 2. So I've made an example here to show you that there's 1, 2, 3 girls. If it says there's twice as many boys than girls, there's twice as many boys. So there's going to be double the amount of boys. Oh no, that sounds like trouble. Just kidding, boys. So if there's 3 girls here, that means there's twice as many boys. That means twice as many is, so there's, whoops. So there'd be 3 boys for sure, but there's double that amount. There's a whole nother group of that. There's another group of 3. So now there has to be, so there's 3 here, but then we would do a group of 3 because that would be the same, and another group of 3 is double. So total 3 plus 3 equals 6. That's supposed to be an arrow, by the way. All right, now here we go. I got another problem. Macy and McKenna again. Just keep thinking of my sisters. McKenna has double the amount of shoes as Macy. So Macy right here has 3 shoes. So double the amount would be to have, so I would do the same amount. So McKenna would have 3. Now double that, I'd do another. It's kind of like thinking of like a group like this. Almost like that's a group of 3. And now we need another group. Whoops, I just stole a shoe. There we go. Now another group of 3, which would be 6. I accidentally have the same problem if you noticed the same up top, but that's okay. All right, now to do our worksheet, I'm going to do this with you because it's really tricky and it took me a while to understand it. So if you could turn to page 435 in your notebook, push pause so that you can follow along with me. Okay, so Kathy has half as many marbles as Yao. So Kathy, we have to first count how many Kathy has. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, Kathy has 6, but Yao has half as many. So that would mean I would have to try to make 2 groups to make them both the same. If I circled this, do they have the same amount? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4? No. There's only 2 people, so that's not right. So we have to try again. How about I circle it with 3? What if I had 3 in this group? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh, that was so lucky. Perfect. So that means Yao is going to have 3. So you need to draw 3 circles in his box. All right, moving on to the next one. Paulo and Leah have equal shares of blocks. Now you remember equal shares is just like saying that everybody gets the same exact amount. So when I go to equal shares, I have to count how many Leah has. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Leah has 14. Now the reason I put dots in there is so that I don't accidentally miss one. So I made sure that each one dot went into each one. Now the equal shares, how many is Pablo going to have? Well, Pablo's going to have the same exact amount. Now, I'd like you to draw on the squares. It's going to take me too much time to draw in squares, but hopefully you know how many to draw. I'm hoping you're thinking, that's right, 14. All right, follow along with me on this one. Twice as many. Nicole has twice as many stickers as Reggie. So Nicole has twice the amount of numbers. So Reggie has less, unfortunately. And Nicole has twice, so she has double the amount. So that means what I'm going to do is try to circle it so that I have 2 groups again. So I'm going to say, let's circle this many to see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nope, that's not equal. So that was wrong. So we have to keep circling it till they have the same amounts. I'd like you to push pause and try this on your own. Nicole has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oops, I'm sorry. Nicole has 14. So that means half as many. Think of what half of 14 is, would be 7. So Reggie should have 7. Now double means twice as many, just like we talked about on this page when there was double the amount. So that many, and we doubled it, just like Macy McKenna's shoes. So same with the bottom one here. Dean has double the amount of stamps that Yolanda has. So double would mean she has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yolanda has 8. Well, he has twice as many. So he has a group of 8, but he has 2 groups of 8. So hopefully you know 8 plus 8 is 16. I'm going to have you put an X on that. You don't have to do number 5. And now all I'd like you to do is do the back of your homework page. There's a couple of reminders to make sure you bring down your decimal points to make sure that you line it up, addition up and down, and the rule is plus or minus and how many you're skipping by. So good luck on your homework. If you have questions, make sure you ask me, and have a great rest of your day. Thanks for listening.